Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Reggie Haynes here, and I'm going to start the season off right. The first quarter of the Houston Texans season. The first quarter basically equals the first 4 games, and I'm going to get straight to it. Talking about how the Texans, kicked the season off. I thought it was very poor. I think J.J. Watt said it best, that they were trying to basically win the Super Bowl on the first game, which is obviously impossible, but it all showed. Hurricane Harvey hit Houston pretty hard. It also hit the team pretty hard, but I think they just played flat throughout the Jaguars game, and the only spark was obviously Deshaun Watson. 4 days later, after that game, Deshaun Watson basically, did his thing versus the Cincinnati Bengals, and I think the defense woke up. That was the first step in showing, that this defense is back to being the way that they have been for the past 3 or 4 seasons. And then after that game, went to the New England Patriots, what I thought we should have won. But you know what? Sometimes it's hard to beat the best, and obviously the best is Coach Belichick and the New England Patriots. But let's get to this last game. Tennessee Titans, Texans obviously won. Basically demolished that team 57-14. Deshaun Watson just made it look so easy. I think this guy definitely has the intangibles to, run and throw whenever he feels like it. And I really feel like, whenever he's playing at a high level, the defense is at his mercy. And speaking of defense, I think the Houston Texans defense is definitely coming alive with Jadeveon Clowney and also J.J. Watt. He didn't show up on the stat sheet, but you got to remember he's getting triple teamed and double teamed every play. I think the DBs are definitely waking up as well, and I think the defense has to give a lot of credit to the front line because I think those defensive linemen are definitely putting a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks in the run game to make things easier in the backfield for the DBs back there, as far as Howell and Jonathan Joseph and Jackson and all those guys. For the rest of the season versus Kansas City Chiefs, man, the Texans are definitely going to have to wake up. They're definitely going to have to, set the tone early and often, and they're going to have to definitely let this team know that they mean business. I think, Deshaun Watson playing at home for his second game, obviously as a starter at home, he's going to definitely have to show, on the national stage that he's the real deal. And I think he'll definitely do that. I think that the Texans, if they focus a little bit more on the running game, let Lamar Miller do his thing, whether he's coming out of the backfield, catching passes or options, or either just, running head on in traffic and bulldozing guys, I think they'll do good. Now, I think they'll do great against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, defensively, you got to shut down the run game with the rookie running back, and also Alex Smith, who's definitely, he could be a threat on the ground as well. I think the Texans definitely have potential to beat this team, but they're going to have to play Houston Texans football. And I know as a Houstonian and definitely a Houston Texans fan, for so many years we've been yearning for a quarterback, and I think we finally got one. You look at the Texans organization and say, okay, there's no more excuses, it's time to ball. And I think that's what the Texans need to do right now versus the Chiefs, and then the Browns at home. They're going to face a team in the Kaiser, who I think is one of their best players other than Britt. And I think if they just shut down, Kaiser and shut down the run game, they could potentially open up at any given time. I think they'll do just fine. Going from that, they have a bye week, plenty of rest to start off the bye week, and then also getting into the zone of just getting ready for their next opponents in the Seahawks and so on and so forth. Going to the Seahawks is definitely a tough place to play. I'm not sure if the Texans have ever won there, but I know it's a tough place to play, and hopefully they, the Texans wake up and they definitely do whatever they have to do in order to win this game. You definitely got to shut down the run game, and you definitely got to shut down Russell Wilson and those talented wide receivers and Baldwin and crew. And that defense is pretty stout as well. Richard Sherman is a big-time threat, but I really do have a lot of faith in Deshaun Watson. And I know I've been talking a lot about defense and offense with Deshaun Watson and Clowney and all these guys, but I think the primary goal for the Texans to win ball games throughout the rest of the course of the season is going to be special teams, because for the past seasons, I want to go back to like 5 or 6, they haven't really been good on special teams. So I think right now they have potential to put guys back there on the kick return team and the punt return team in order to make good plays and put the offense in good field position. And the same with special teams on the kickoff and punt team. They can definitely put the defense in great field position to help the defense get a safety or another punt. Thank you guys so much for all the support on the channel. The subscribers are definitely blowing up. I'm tremendously honored to call myself a Houston Texans fan, not just because we're winning or, we got a quarterback that everybody's paying attention to, but because, the Texans are definitely playing to the potential that I think they can, or they could have been playing for the longest, to get themselves to a championship. Please be on the lookout for future projects, future short films for myself, The House of Reggie's versus The Purge coming out October 26th. Then after that, The House of Reggie Season 5 and Legacy versus the World. And also don't forget to subscribe to my other channel, Wire Productions TV 1, links in the bio. Please be on the lookout for my next podcast. I'm doing this every 4 weeks. The next time it'll be the second quarter. And I hope you guys stay tuned for that. If you guys have any, comments, questions, or concerns regarding this podcast, or if you want to just lash me out because you think I suck at it, please leave your comments below, and I'll be sure to respond to all of them. Again, this is Reggie Haynes, another podcast, and I'm signing off.